Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. In this video we're going to talk about this week's Friday Night Magic at Home event, Historic Pauper. Now in case you don't know, Pauper is a format of commons only, which makes it both the lowest threshold to entry of any format that Magic inside or outside of Arena offers. Because really anybody, even on day one, is going to have ready access to a number of common cards. It is, however, a much harder format to play from the perspective of knowing what to play in this very restricted format and trying to develop synergies with just commons. As you may know, one of my key focuses on this channel is building budget decks around synergistic uncommons that are slightly above curve. But before we get into all that, did you know that the majority of YouTube viewers never subscribe to channels? Even the channels they watch the most. So I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to subscribe to the Planeswalker Stronghold for all your new player experience, budget, and free-to-play needs. That way, you never miss out on a thing. Welcome to the family. So for this week's Friday Night Magic, I really went back to basics and a few commons. The idea being, what if our staple bombardment deck couldn't run bombardment? And essentially what you get is a aggro deck built around very low casting cost creatures, in this case mostly 1/1s and tokens, then using spells like Burn Bright to pump the entire team on an Alpha Strike swing. The idea being Burn Bright gives a +2/+0 to the entire team, making all of those 1/1s now much more serious threats. You receive 2 copies of Burn Bright in your new player experience, and I really think it would be difficult not to have picked up a 3rd copy from any drafting that you've done of M21 up to this point. If for some reason you don't have a 3rd copy, you can always throw in a spell like Shock that has a very generic utility. Next up, we're adding in Warded Battlements. This defending creature not only lets you fear the backswing a little bit less, but also gives a static pump to your entire team of +1/+0, adding to that theme of 1/1s can be deadly when you have enough of them. Now, as you know, around here we reserve the use of wild cards for very special occasions, but we are inspired to add a copy of Inspired Charge to our historic card base. It really gives this deck a little added punch, giving a surprise pump to your team of +2/+1, and will really close out a lot of games, or in some cases destroy your opponent's lineup. Now when you boil all that down, you end up with a very simple deck that survives on a added synergy of almost like a sneak attack with your instance of Burn Bright and Inspired Charge, and to a lesser degree the battlements. This deck will get you some very fast wins, and the games that you're going to lose you will probably know by turn 4, turn 5 at the latest. If you haven't won by then, they are probably going to be able to outpower this deck. Now, Pacifism as an enchantment will buy you an extra turn or 2 by simply taking their best creatures out of the combat game. Cards like Fairy Godmother do give you a bit of evasion, and a sub-link of some life gain will buy you some additional turns. With today's additional use of a wildcard in the common slot, you can see that our wildcard usage for the year looks a lot like this. We still have several commons and uncommons available for our use, and we have hardly touched our rares. And don't forget, for those of you who were here early in the season, we were able to virtually pick up an additional mythic wildcard by grabbing Uro before the band. Now, with all that having been said, let me take this opportunity to invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. It is the budget way to support the channel. Do it for Graham, do it for the algorithm, do it for the iced coffee. And most of all, enjoy your Friday Night Magic, Historic Pauper. And until next time, I'll see you in the arena.